Well, it's happening again. There's mass protests all over Panama. They're shutting down the roads, closing all the highways. Here we go again. This same thing happened right around this time last year. And for us here, living in the countryside, living on a mountain, we had no problems with food. We could get basically all the food that we wanted. But what we had a big problem with was getting gas and getting fuel for our car.
I remember it was almost exactly a year ago. We had to walk all the way to town. It was what, almost 5 miles, honey?
I think it was 4 hours of walking up and down the mountain.
Up and down the mountain to go down to get groceries because we had no more fuel in our car.
So this year we're gonna do everything that we can to prepare, to make sure that we don't have problems of running out of gas and we don't have problems running out of diesel. We've heard that there's already lines forming at the gas stations. So we're gonna have to get down to town, fuel up, fill up all of our jerry cans. But first things first, we gotta get this, like, I don't know, this must be like 1,000 pounds of cement board off of the roof of the truck.
Rodrigo's going.
You need some gas, bro?
That's not enough.
I mean, it's gonna be enough for a few days at least.
Go get him.
Oh.
3, 2, 1, go.
Holy moly. I did not expect those things to be as heavy as they are. Just feels like solid concrete.
Remember when you tried to get me to take those down last night so you could drive down to town?
Yeah,
That's why I put up a hissy fit about it, honey. So the idea is this. We're gonna get all that concrete board in the shower today. We're gonna waterproof this shower and hopefully start putting some tile down. Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm not making any promises.
We're not making any promises.
Because in the same time, we're gonna be preparing for the end of the world. Not actually, but this is like all my prepper dreams coming true. Do you think we could just change this to a prepper channel? You know, we could build the bunker, make it all out of solid steel, stock it full of ramen.
I mean, I guarantee we get a lot of subscribers from that.
So we're gonna do as much as we can, and then later on this afternoon, go down to town and just prepare to have very limited resources for a few weeks or a month or who knows. All right, I think let's start on this side. I think we go from here to this stud. 97 and a half.
97 and a half.
97 centimeters.
All the way to the floor.
All the way to the floor.
Can you bring it to the top?
Left 245 centimeters. Cutting concrete board makes such a mess. And they don't sell the right blades to cut it here, so I had to kind of go with this. Ideally what you want is only 6 teeth. This one has 16.
You know what I mean.
This is about to get messy.
Hold your kids.
So any of you that are concerned about me not wearing a mask, just know I have mastered the art of holding my breath when we're cutting the boards. Okay, let me come in. First board is placed, it fits like an absolute glove. We do need to fill in with a small piece right at the top, but it's time to screw this bad boy in now. We got one side down, now we're moving on to this side.
Moving these boards around is just kicking my butt. These got to be over 100 pounds each. I'm already gassed, but we still got a long way to go.
Wow, honey, right in there.
The next one's a little tricky because we have to notch in where the carriolas are for the bench for the shower. So we just have to cut those out with the jigsaw real quick, get it up into the bathroom and get it into place. I think we got it. I think we nailed it. Now we just need to screw this sucker in.
Well, we did as much as we could, just got Sadie back. It is time to go
Prepare for the end of the world.
prepare for the end of the world.
We're just being a little over dramatic. Nomadic preppers, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Coming to you in 2023.
Woo!
Sweetie, I think it might be time for me to get a new hat.
Huh? Oh yeah, 100%.
This is supposed to be like dark blue. Well, usually how it works in Panama is you wait till the very last minute.
That's exactly what we did last year.
And now this year, so once we got wind of it, it's like, all right, we know exactly what we need to do.
Let's go, baby, because we are not waiting in line for hours again to get gas. And I really don't want to have to walk down to town again to get our groceries.
It was days. People were waiting in line for days. They just parked their car and left it until the gas stations got gas again.
No.
Step number 1 is gonna be to fill up as much diesel as we can, get loaded up, fill up all of our tanks, and be ready to go. Hey, lleno con diesel, por favor. Gracias. If you guys are curious what gas prices are like here in Panama, we got 93 cents a liter, which is about $3.50 a gallon. That's for the price of diesel. So believe it or not, in this country, diesel's way cheaper than gas. Gas is like $4.50, $4 a gallon.
Jordan's gonna go ahead and get some stuff for our propane. Sade and I are gonna go stock up on all of the food essentials. Go, Bubba. Here we go. Say hola.
What are you doing?
Ciao, ciao. Look at this service, honey. Look at this service. Sade passed out in the car. I didn't want to wake her up by trying to get her up into the loft. So she's actually napping in Lola's bed right now. Don't worry, I put a little blankie on there for her. But now it's time to bang out as much of this cement board as we possibly can, because ideally we want to have this thing totally done so that tomorrow we can hopefully start the tile.
Are you screwing the screw in?
Yeah.
Where does it go?
Okay. This one? Oh no, this one.
Thank you, my love.
And that one?
In a minute.
This girl's gonna be able to build a house as a teenager, I promise you that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so here's the deal. We are so close to being at the point of putting the mortar up. We got this far side.
2 pieces left.
Yeah.
1, 2, and that's it.
Yes.
Please fit. Wow, you dang close.
Holy macaroni!
I missed it by maybe 1/4 of an inch. You see how close that is? But it's totally fine. I can just move the hole, make the hole a little bit bigger, because we're gonna have tile over all this and everything. Pretty happy with how good it fits. I mean, with that bench there, and with that hole there, got it pretty dang close. Okay, what I definitely don't wanna do is cut the PVC behind here. This is honestly a great job for a Leatherman. It's crazy the amount of times during the day I just pull this Leatherman out. You wouldn't know until you carry one. It's like, oh yeah. There's so many times during the day that I need a pair of pliers or a flathead screwdriver or a knife or something to cut rope or whatever. Perfect. All done.
This is officially my 4th bag of mangosteens that I have bought in the last 2 weeks. And I know it's because they're gonna be short-lived. They only come around just once a year here in Panama. You want the little one? You can have that one. Just chew it really good, okay? Lift it more that way, or?
I am tired. I'm properly gassed, you guys. But this just looks so freaking good. I'm just way too excited. There's still a few steps. I need to screw all this concrete board in. That's a lot of screws. It's 4 complete pieces to screw in. Then we need to tape all the joints and then start putting fin set on all that tape. I really wanted to get all that done today so we could start getting tile up tomorrow. But I think if I get all that done, I'm just gonna end up on the floor. I've hit a wall, you guys. I got nothing left. Totally gassed. I have basically this whole thing taped and ready to go. But the drying times on some of these next few steps are things that we're going to be waiting a lot for. So I don't think there's any point in me to keep going, because we're going to be waiting 24 hours either way. And if I do it tonight or I do it first thing tomorrow morning, it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna go to bed. and get back after it bright and early. Good morning. It's not early. It's pretty late. 10:35. I slept a lot. Like, I think I slept for 12 hours. I'm still waking up a little bit, feeling kind of a little messed up. Like, I usually don't sleep that much, so I feel like I'm like super groggy. But Kaylee's already in here getting to work. You can't tell she's pretty excited to have a shower.
So I'm just finishing up taping all of the creases and the
Seams is the word. Honey, I'm rested.
I'm happy. You're gonna bring some muscle today?
No, I feel so sleepy. I feel like I've gone from being overtired to now sleeping so much I feel tired.
Honey, I literally, when I came in this morning, I'm like, oh wow, Jordan must have,
Put a stick on the wall?
like was so tired last night doing this that a stick got on the wall somehow.
Look at this. This is definitely a bug. Looks like a broken twig, doesn't it?
It literally looks like a twig.
It's definitely a bug. Go ahead, give her a poke. Oh!
Lies.
Dude, that's crazy.
That is what.
Jumbo! This is just such overkill. I can't find my multi-tool right now.
Here you, honey. I was too late.
You stole my multi-tool?
Honey, you literally gave it to me.
Honey, this is part of my EDC.
What is that?
My everyday carry, honey.
Not rusted, but like, she probably could have woken up earlier, but she kind of would like.
They say this is supposed to be the consistency of peanut butter.
Peanut butter? Like, what kind of peanut butter?
That's the thing.
Crunchy peanut butter.
I mean, I'm a chunky kind of guy, so it's supposed to look like chunky or it's supposed to look like creamy peanut butter.
I mean, I would assume creamy. And that looks pretty darn creamy to me.
Creamy peanut butter is just so like overrated. It's extra chunk, dude. And now that it's mixed, we gotta give it 15 minutes, then we mix, then we put it on there.
Awesome. So what do you want to do for the next 15 minutes?
Want to drink some coffee?
Obviously.
A little over 15 minutes now. Just have to give it one last mix. And this thin set is ready to go. And you know that we're professional drywallers at this point. It's supposed to be very similar.
I feel like I'm enjoying this process so much more than the drywall. Because I feel like every time I would put a thing of drywall on, it was just like instant anxiety because we had to make it so perfect. But this is just like, slap that on, baby.
Man, I wish drywalling was that easy. Because doing that was actually really fun. There's only one area where there was like a little bit of anxiety, and that was around the bottom, where the concrete floor meets the concrete board. I just wanted to make sure we got a bunch of thin set in there, so we had a nice backing, so when I put the waterproof paint down, we can seal that up nice. We don't want any water getting underneath these walls. That's gonna cause a really bad time. And I got the waterproof paint right here, this watertight waterproofing paint, but we gotta wait. Probably till about this evening, maybe even tomorrow. It's humid today, like 95% humidity. It's gonna take a little bit for that thin set to dry. But the good news is, there's still plenty of work to do. And for me, I got work to do that doesn't involve this bathroom. Kaylee's putting Sadie down for a nap in Lola's dog bed. It's not a unusual thing. That's honestly, when it's on hot days like this, that's usually where she does nap. Honestly, Lola barely even uses it. Lola spends most of her time on the couch. Our couch is Lola's couch, and Lola's bed is Sadie's nap bed, and that's just how it goes here in our house. But I'm running down to town. I got some stuff to do for our coffee business, so I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. We're gonna be tasting a bunch of coffees, and maybe this is why my sleep schedule is so messed up. Why I stay up so late and then sleep so long. It's because just might be drinking a little bit too much coffee.
Another one of those afternoons where we just didn't quite make it up to the loft. I gotta be honest, I am really gonna miss these moments of Sadie taking her tubs in the sink here. She's gonna be growing out of this thing within the next few months, and we'll have our shower and tub in our actual bathroom. But man, I feel like it's just so wholesome being able to just throw her in the sink, and at the same time very convenient because I can just cook up a meal, I can tidy up, clean up. It's all with one big room in here, so it's a nice little multitasking action going on.
So, working in our coffee business, the morning movement is just such a nice break for me. It's just so different than everything else we're doing, from building to running a homestead and running a farm with animals. And the morning movement coffee for me really is a way to connect with people. Not only connect with locals here in Boguete, also coffee farmers here in town, working with some of our best friends as well, and also just to connect with you guys.
And down. Okay, downward dog.
Hi, good girl. Hi, Sadie. Aw, sweetie. Aw. That's my love letter, honey. You want your surprise? We got something for you. You want to try it? This is baklava. Take a bite. Yeah, bite that. Go ahead, bite it right there. Honey, I'm here rocking around the Christmas tree. It's August, sweetie.
I know, but Sadie is obsessed with the song Jingle Bells, so...
We couldn't be further away from Christmas on before or after. We're like 6 months out.
Honey, you can always be in the Christmas spirit. Jordan and I were actually really hoping that we'd be able to put the waterproof paint on tonight, but this mortar is still a little bit wet, so I think we're gonna wait till the morning and just do all of the prepping that we possibly can before then. So I'm just going along here and just kind of using this tile as a guide for the bottom here, and I'm putting the tape just so that it butts up against where the tile is gonna be, because we're actually gonna be putting all the waterproof paint down into this seam on the bottom here, because we don't want any water leaking through underneath where the shower is going to be. Do you guys want to see a little sneak peek of our chandelier over the tub? So we're trying to figure out placement. It's crazy. This thing was like $300 and it's just yarn, like beautifully, you know, woven yarn, but
Honey, if everything fails, I'm getting into the lampshade making business. Are you kidding me? You can make this for like $2.
Pinterest has been my absolute weakness with the whole styling of this bathroom, the different light fixtures, the tile colors. Basically the whole theme has been inspired by Pinterest. Lovey. I think I gotta call it.
Get out of here before you get covered. This is what my future holds. This is just the beginning.
It's almost 10 o'clock. I'm ready to bring some more muscle in the morning, get this paint slapped on there. It's almost time to tile. We're so close to getting this thing tiled up, ready to go.
How are you feeling about painting today, sweetie?
I always love a paint day, honey.
Good, I'll leave this to you and I'm gonna go take a nap. There's no like good way to shake a paint can. I feel like you either gotta get your whole body into it or you just don't shake. Alright, I think you got a better form.
I have better form?
No, you gotta have better form.
Okay, like this?
Yeah, put your whole body into it. I wonder how you can guarantee that.
That it's waterproof?
Lifetime waterproof guarantee.
Like if we're having some issues in a few years, we can give them a call.
What happens if you live till you're like 120? They just buy you a new bathroom?
I don't think anyone's ever lived to 120, honey.
This is our first paint going in our bathroom.
Oh boy!
Woo!
How's it look?
I mean, you've done one line so far, honey.
Well, it's more so just like the technique, because I feel like you're kind of all over the place. You
But
know?
that's just who I am.
I know that's like genuinely who you are to your core, so like, it's fine. I love you anyway, but like, it does make me want to pull my hair out a little bit.
I make you want to pull your hair out?
Just like the way that you paint, you know?
But if I'm all over the place as a person, you're like coming at me at my core.
George's actually been working on a latte art challenge on our coffee Instagram. For the next 30 days, he's gonna try to master the stacked tulip. If you don't know what that is, we'll put a picture here.
Crap. Oh.
Mickey Mouse.
Sadie says it's Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Is it Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
But it's so funny because he's been he's on day 5 now, and our baristas back in Vermont, which happen to be our best friends, have been kind of busting George's balls because they're like, are you actually doing this on purpose, like to make it look really bad, or are you actually trying your best?
I'm trying my hardest. You start your own business so you don't have to report to the man anymore. You know, you can work for yourself. You don't have to, have someone breathing down your neck and have them bust your balls all day. But it just goes from your boss giving you a hard time to your employees and the people you work with giving you a hard time all day.
Which honestly, rightfully so, honey. I mean, we own a coffee business. We probably should be much better at our latte art at this point. But at the end of the day, our baristas up in Vermont, they crush it. We're much better at the sourcing of the coffee and...
All of them are busting your balls right now because they're way more than baristas. They run the whole
I
show.
mean,
They ship out the
yes.
coffee. They run everything on the state
I'm
side.
not discrediting, but we're talking specifically about
I'm just trying to
things.
I'm trying to get the heat off of my back and more onto yours.
Okay, first coat is officially done. I guess we have to wait, what, 4 hours?
4 hours.
4 hours.
What do you want to do in the meantime?
Should we drink some coffee? Our little herb garden over here is starting to take a little bit of a life of its own. I got some serious weeding to do. Okay, I'm gonna keep them in my pocket here. Oh, you're using your pocket too, honey, huh? You don't like it fresh like that, huh? Yeah, get the big one. We seriously have way more basil than we know what to do with, so I figured there's no better thing than to make pesto. So that's what's on the menu tonight.
Sweet.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
Really? So I'm officially going in for coat number 2. It's been about 4.5 hours now. I learned the hard way the first time around because this stuff, this waterproof paint, is such a pain in the butt to get off. I even had to use a little bit of paint thinner in my hands, which preferably would not like to do that. So this time around, came prepared. I got a glove. Sadie's actually down for a nap, and Jordan is actually doing a little bit of editing, so I'm gonna try to bang this out before she wakes up.
So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is it seems like the protests are over. It seems like the government and the protesters made a deal. There's some stories going around that the protests were to get new roads and that the government allocated a chunk of money for new roads. So that's good. It was like a 2-day scare that we were going back to full-blown shut down the roads. That's kind of the problem here in Panama is there's one major highway. So if there's something you don't like, you just shut that sucker down, and there's a lot of power in that. So that's the good news. The bad news is this paint, not only is it taking so long to dry, and in between coats we have to wait so long, but I just got down to the bottom of the paint can, and you're not gonna be able to see this, but the bottom's just so thick. I mean, I shook the crap out of this thing for like 5 minutes, and I feel like at the bottom, where all like the actual sealer stuff is, it looks almost like silicone at the bottom. And I think I just want to go get one more can. So I think I just want to put one more coat on this thing and actually try to like stir the crap out of it and get down to the bottom, because I'm looking at this and it's like, what we don't want is just water penetrating into the concrete and having any problems. So I was just so bummed when I saw that, but I feel like getting a good membrane on here and just making sure it doesn't leak is so much more important. So that's just how we're gonna end this one. Some good news, some bad news, but all in all, we're one step closer to having an actual real shower.